As I travel around the country teaching content creation, there are two things that always come up when you ask people what is the part about content creating that they have the biggest struggle with or they just absolutely hate. And it's lack of time and editing. Well, I got something today that's going to blow your freaking lid. I just got a hold of this. I've been messing around with it for a couple of days and it's pretty incredible. So let me just go right in and show you what we're talking about. This is not a sponsored video. They did provide me a license in order to play around so I can see how I like it. And I told them straight up, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't make a video. But guess what? I kind of love it. So you guys are going to have to check out this video. It's cool. All right, let's pop over real quick. And this is called AutoCut. Now, this is a plugin that works with Premiere and DaVinci Resolve. And as you know, I've been using the Resolve a lot lately. But it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 really incredible AI tools that you can use to just speed up your process. Now, I'm going to dive in a second and show you how to do it, but incredible. You can do things like remove silences. You can do subtitles. You can edit a podcast with it. Like, it knows how to do multi-camera chops, which is kind of insane. You can do automatic zooming. So, like I do in many of my videos, when I say something important, I kind of lean in and then bounce back out. It does that for you. It can insert B-roll for you, and it can help you remove repetitions. If you like to record your stuff in one long take and you say the same thing 3 or 4 times trying to find the best line, not only will it remove the extra repetitions, but it will help you find the best line. And oh my goodness, talk about a time saver. So I know everybody's going to ask right away, what's this cost? Let's go straight to that so we can get that out of the way. This is very simple. On a yearly plan, you're looking at $79, which is basically $6.66 a month for the basics, which will cover the auto silence and will do the automatic cuts, which you'll see in a second. Or you have the full AI plan where it could do way more, and that's $14.90 a month, which comes out to $178.80 annually. But if you just want to try it for a month and see how it is, you can do it this way. It's $9.99 a month or $19.80 a month. They do have a 14-day free trial, and they also have an enterprise plan if you are working with a bigger team. Now, you will get a license that is good for 2 computers. You just can't run both computers at the same time. So if you have, say, working with a co-editor or something, you're going to probably want to get 2 licenses. But if you're going to go past 3 licenses, you might want to check out the enterprise plan. That's going to save you a little bit of cake. You know what I'm saying? So the other things that's really cool about this is it absolutely works with regular DaVinci Resolve for free and DaVinci Resolve Studio. So that's a big win. This is not one of those things where you need to have Studio in order to make it work. So now what we're going to do is pop over to DaVinci and show you what I'm talking about. So here I have a timeline that I recorded a couple of days ago, and there's my tracks. And as you can see right here at the very beginning, I have a long section of silence before I get started. I have a place here in the middle where I kind of stopped in the middle, catch my breath, drink some water, go in. And cutting this up, when I did the video myself, and I am a relatively fast editor, took me about 45 minutes. But I want to show you something cool. So I'm going to go up to the top, click on Workspace, come down to Scripts, and I'm going to click on the AutoCut button. And an AutoCut window should pop up in a second. Never know which monitor it's going to pop up on, but it's just the window that floats. And you can, of course, adjust the size of the window and things like that. But what AutoCut is doing is loading up, and it asks you which one you want to do. So I'm going to use AutoCut Silence, but I'll show you the other ones are in here. There's AutoCut Podcast. There's AutoCut Captions. There is Auto Zoom, B-roll, viral clips, which is cool. AutoCut Repeats, Auto Profanity Filter. You guys know I need that. And then Auto Chapters, which is currently in beta, which is kind of wicked. So let's click on AutoCut Silences right here. And then what it's going to do is look at your timeline, and it's going to say, I want to do the whole timeline. If you just had in and out points because you chopped up a bunch of clips already, you can do that. But I'm going to do the whole timeline. And then I want to select the soundtrack. In this case, I have A1, which is my first soundtrack, Audio 1. And then I'm just going to go ahead and say validate these sections. And now here's something that's cool. You're going to decide how low do you want it to pay attention to the noise. So right now I have it for negative 41 dB. I could tell it to calculate by AI. I know for me in my room, because my room is relatively quiet, it's somewhere between negative 45 and negative 41. So I just run and do the AI calculate just in case it's different today because I had a different camera facing, and yeah, it figured out the same of what it normally is. So now you'll see that there's settings in here to select calm pacing. And so that means any silence longer than a half a second, 500 milliseconds is a half a second. Any silence longer than that, it will remove that out. If you have any talks where you speak longer than a half a second, it's going to keep those. So you can adjust these things. You can do measured. And that, again, is going to be nice and slowly paced, but not super boring. You might want to use this for something where you're talking about something important, maybe doing a training, things of that nature. Then we're going to have paced. Paced is when I'm trying to pick it up a little bit, but I don't want to go so fast that it's herky-jerky. Energetic will get you closer to that herky-jerky, and jumpy will bring you all the way in. I want it to be somewhere between paced and energetic. Now, unfortunately, right now, they do not have a slider, but what I do is just come in here and type 150 because I like halfway between paced and energetic, right? So I'm going to copy that to my clipboard real quick, and I'm going to just paste these in because I want it to be 150. I do wish there was a slider that let me move it back and forth, but I'll have that conversation later. Now, here's the cool thing. What do you want to do with the silence? Do you want to remove it? Do you want to keep it? Do you want to mute it? Or do you want to remove the silence but keep the spaces? Because as you know, DaVinci Resolve allows you to keep the spaces. I'm going to just straight up remove them suckers. And then it asks about transitions. You can do no transitions. You can do a J cut, or you can do an L cut, or you can do both. I'm going to choose both. And just to make sure that we remember the differences between, say, our J cuts and our L cuts. If you are, I need an example. So here's this, and then here's the track, right? If I want the video to show up while I'm still talking, it's going to be like that. That's a J cut. If I want the video to end but the audio to keep going, it's going to look like that on the timeline. That's an L cut. And that's often good where you'll see where, the person is talking, but then they start to get in their car, but you still hear the voice. The video is ahead of it. The voice is still going. That's already looking at the next clip, but the voice is the voice from the previous clip. That looks like an L cut. A J cut's the opposite direction. So that's what you hear those terms. It works really well. So I'm going to do both and just see what we come up with. Let's get back over here. So once you decide which way you want to do it, again, I'm going to choose both. You can generate a preview. I'm going to skip generating a preview because it's going to take time to do the AI thinking to generate the preview. And honestly, DaVinci is really good at undo. So if I don't like it, I'll just undo it and do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and say cut and delete silences and apply transitions. So I'm going to go ahead and press that button and give it a second to think. Now, what it's going to do is run through some things. So it's rendering the audio with DaVinci real quick. And then once it does that, it's going to make some executive decisions on cutting. And so now it's finding all the cut points. Man, it jumped from 3 to 11. That's how quick it was. Okay, so it tells you AutoCut. Let's zoom in for a second. It says AutoCut silences took just 18 seconds to run. It saved me 15 minutes and 28 seconds. So that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. If you want to push it back, you could just hit that to return it. I'm going to go ahead and rate this one and send my rating. But it is just that easy. So I'm going to do is temporarily move this panel out the way. You can close it and load it back again, but I'm going to just move it off to the side. And then I'll show you what we came up with. Let me throw my headphones on. Okay, so the first thing you notice is it automatically took out the space I had at the very beginning, right? So that's automatically out of the way. And then what I like here, and this is what I mean by the J cut and the L cut, where the transition is, let's play this for a second. And we all got fears. But what if you made a decision and paid attention to exactly what it is that you're afraid of? Now, sometimes man, that's just smooth, right? That's just smooth. This is saving a lot of times. And if there's any things where you wanted to fix something, very easy to do. You can always grab these and then you can kind of pull them out, pull them back, adjust accordingly. So there's that. So this would be a situation where I would have my face showing something else while we get to the next. Like that. You can also pick these up and move them independently if you wish. And you can also select both of these guys. And then, of course, you can delete them and then close that space up if you needed to, right? So this is a good first cut. Now, it's important to know, this is not going to just completely cut your video for you. Yeah, but it does go a long, long way in saving you time of getting that rough cut. In the industry, we used to call this an offline edit, where a first line editor is going to come in and just chop off all the dumb stuff. And then the polish editor or the finish editor is going to come in and tighten everything up, make minor adjustments, things of that nature. So again, this is actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. So let's go here real quick and let's zoom back out and come down here towards the end. I wanted to go to the part where I was doing the water break. I don't even remember where it is. It actually cut it out. Look at that. So the big part where I had the water break, it actually cut that out already. So if we were to go to my media pool and load this clip, right, and come back to right about here, it was roughly 10 minutes in or 1 minute in, and it took this whole section out. Or talk about something that resonates with you. I just talk about, look at that. It just took that out for you. Like that, my friends, is really cool. So when you come over here, you see everything, how it is, you can make adjustments and you can go from there. Now, I'm going to show you another thing that you can do with this, which is absolutely incredible. So again, I'm going to say this timeline is done. I'm not going to mess around with it too much because you understand now you can go back in and chop. I'm going to bring AutoCut back to the front and show you another thing that it can do, which is kind of cool right now. I can check for where I might have repeated myself, but I can also run captions on this clip, but I'm going to run the auto viral clips. Now, this tool is so cool. It's going to take me some time to dive in and learn all of these tricks, but I just wanted to show you these two because these are the ones that are going to go a long way to helping you get your work done, right? So I'm going to say the entire timeline, go ahead and say validate these sections, and then it's going to ask me which one I want to pick. I'll use both of those. So one is transcript AI will search for the most viral clips based on the transcript, and this will do the most viral clips based on emotions, right? I don't have too much emotions in this video, but anyway, I'll just leave both there and press find viral clips. Give it a second to think, and it's thinking. It cracks me up how it jumps to 3 already. So it's like it's listening to or watching the video real quick. That's 91% done. That was really fast. So now it's going to send the file up to its server, I guess, where it's going to do its AI calculations. This is similar like to ChatGPT thinking, right? So it's going to run and do this real quick. And depending on your internet speed will help you decide on how long this is going to take or how fast it's going to take. And my internet speed is okay. I'm at about 40 up right now. So there's that. And what comes after uploading the file? Give it a second to think. It's transcribing the audio. It says it might take a few minutes. Now this clip is only 8 minutes long, so it shouldn't be too bad. And let's see what it does after this. But this thing is so incredible. Just think about the time you can save just for those who like to record and do all of their takes in a single recording. Like, it's phenomenal. This is going to come in really handy for my work stuff where I have to follow a script. Normally, I hate scripts, but sometimes for work commercials, things of that nature, I have to follow scripts. And so it's finding any emotional or viral clips. And again, I'm assuming if you press one or the other, this will be quicker. I told it to do both. So I'm assuming that takes a little bit longer. And it's going to give us a final time once it's done. And it's generating those clips. It said it found 3 clips, 4 clips. That information, as you can see, is coming up right here on the bottom where it's telling you what it is find. And it also reminds you, do not use DaVinci while this is doing this. Keep you from causing any trouble. I think, and when I was playing with it, I was tempted to play with it and do that, but it didn't break anything in my case. So here we are, here are the clips. And you can click this button to preview them. And it tells you whether it's based on emotion or based on transcript. So if I wanted to hear this. As a content creator, we all got struggles and we all got fears. But what if you made a decision? That sounds pretty good, right? And you can read the transcript to see what's there. And so if you like it, give it a thumbs up so that way it trains its algo. And then we'll just go ahead and say we want to take this particular one and generate a clip. So it's going to think about it real fast. And what I like is it makes a whole separate timeline because of the way DaVinci works. And it said that took it saved me 4 minutes and 36 seconds. However, that overall process only took 4 seconds to generate that clip. And if I had to edit that by hand, it would have taken a little bit longer. And so now it's adding up like how much time we're saving from using AutoCut, which I think is good because there's nothing like, you get a tool and you don't necessarily realize how much time it's saving you until you go to a computer that doesn't have it. That's when you really know. So again, here's my clip. and it's all ready to go. And all I really have to do now is switch it to the vertical timeline and call it a day, and then we'll be square, right? So now we got ourselves a vertical video ready to rock without doing too much work. Family, it's pretty phenomenal. It's pretty phenomenal. This will go a long way to saving you a lot of time in your production workflow because it's going to take the hard work out of it. And again, it's not going to 100% cut your video for you. When that day comes, my job's in danger. But I just love the fact that it takes the tedious parts out, especially as a lot of you guys are getting used to speaking on camera and you want to catch your mistakes and you just, maybe don't flow as confident, as you're just starting out. So for a beginning creator, definitely a tool that you need. As a person who creates a lot of podcasts, definitely a tool you need. And I'll make a whole separate video on podcast editing. It's a little bit more detailed, but just as fast. Kind of incredible. But we'll get to that later. I don't want to make this video way too long, but I got to say, rarely does a tool come by where I'm like solid 10 out of 10, no notes. Like there's some things that will get better as it, matures, but, straight up, it's kind of incredible. So once again, let's jump over here to AutoCut. You can go to AutoCut.com. I will put a link in the description so that you can get access to it. And don't forget, there is a 14-day trial. It is somewhere down here on the bottom. It says try for 14 days. Come down here. Press this button, load it up in your free version of DaVinci or your DaVinci Studio and throw some videos at it and see what you get. And I tell you what I would do. And in that 14 days, I would make as much content as possible so you can get a feel for it. But I think this one is a winner. This is a solid winner. I'll put links in the description. And you know what I say? I don't know who need to hear this, but if it was you, let me know in the comment section below. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, drop it down in the comment section below. Thank you to AutoCut for providing me with a license for these 14 days to go and play with. And oh my goodness, I am through the moon. I am through the moon. So I got more videos to play with and I got to edit this video. And trust you me, I'm going to edit this video with AutoCut. Right about now, the algorithm is going to show them the video I think you should watch. And I agree with him.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence to let them in talk.